Okay.
because that's short and sweet almost. Getting into construction at all, having been there over 30 years, came from uh, being a good woman is the way I describe it, because my boyfriend at the time needed help with his construction company, general contractor, constantly complaining. And I said, if you show me how to do it, I'll help you. I was a flight attendant at the time, and flight attendant schedules, they're fluctuative. You got 4 days off sometimes, 2 days off in the middle of the week. So doing that, learned how to paint, learned how to do all the finishing trades, and decided after that relationship didn't work out in terms of growing a business. Sometimes it doesn't work where you can be in business with someone you love or family member. To go back to Miami, which is where I'm originally from, and I started my painting company. To make that story short, when painting, I guess I was at it for maybe 6 years or so. My son was a little tight. I was paying my bills as a painter, painting myself. I had a few guys on my team, and my family, since this is an entrepreneur show, my family came from two people that were entrepreneur minded, my brother and myself, always attempting to start businesses. My parents and my family would say, get a job, because they couldn't see me making money. They just saw me riding my bike. They saw me kicking it whenever I wanted to. They saw me sometimes in my painting outfit, but they didn't see the work. So my question to them became, are my bills paid? Yes, because I have my own house. Have I asked you for any money? No. Is daycare paid for with my son? Uh-huh. Is there food in the house? Yep. Is everything okay with me? Does it look like I'm paying my car note? Uh-huh. Okay, I have a job. I am working. I work for me. It's not always comfortable, but the strength of my belief in a divine power and God, if you will, always told me I was going to be okay. So I never worried about when I was going to get my next project. So I painted, hands on. However, I did stop after a while because my hands were getting rough. So, you guys don't mind feeling like glass when you stroke us and feel our arms and make us feel comfortable. It's okay for you to feel like glass. But if we feel like glass, you're running for the hills. So I got a construction management degree so that I can go to a different level. But painting now has become something that I want to do as an owner that will not stop at painting walls. Now we can paint any surface, anything that's a surface. There's a primer, there's a proper preparation that will allow us to do whatever you want to on it. But I take that to another level with the specialist side. So the specialist in my painting company means that we can also do custom art, murals. My son happens to be someone who loves working with clay. So we can even do sculpting. So we take it to the creative side with the specialist stuff.
Okay. And when you said when you feel like glass, I don't think I've ever heard a woman say that. Like when we feel like glass, there's an issue. Yeah, yeah, I could only imagine. That's a conversation. Can you talk about, for someone who says, I do want to get into painting, or into construction, you hinted on the education. You just didn't do it. You went to a great HBCU, only like maybe second behind in that region behind Grambling State, because that's where I went. That's where my wife and I went. You went through the HBCU circuit. I need you to kind of talk about that, because I also think you played volleyball, if I'm not mistaken. You're tied in. How did your college dream and what you're doing now, how did that all align, or was there a whole 180 after college?
Wow, that probably leads into some of the reasons why I got the nonprofit going. But what the HBCU experience does for you is, or even the college experience probably, because when you're out there, you're on your own. You got to wake yourself up to go to work, to school, to class, to practice. We practice at 6 a.m. in the morning. being a college athlete, a student athlete is what they call us. That's supposed to be really a nice thing to say. You're a student athlete. Well, nobody knows what that really means. Nobody knows that means we've been working out all morning long and we got a 9 o'clock class. We've been running, we've been lifting weights, we've been doing a lot of things and we're tired. So as an entrepreneur, if you're able to get the stamina to go from one thing to the other and still maintain some level of thinking and processing and able to deliver a conversation, finish a paper, complete a contract, have somebody call you on one side, you got something else going somewhere else. That's that multitask minded thing you become if you're multitasking in college. That is maybe what I say Jackson State University, Jackson, Mississippi gave me, because that's what we experienced all the time as student athletes. Now, I did go back to school after that to get an AS degree in construction management. Now, what that did was allow me, once I decided to be in the industry more, kind of refine what I know about the industry, of course. I mean, now I need to know how to read plans. Now I need to know how to understand the process from the beginning to end. If you want to go into a painting company, for instance, knowing how to paint is important. Everybody thinks maybe that it's common sense. And I used to too, because I bought on some kids once because I couldn't wait. As soon as I started painting, I moved up here and started my company. I couldn't wait to let me get some kids in. I want to show them how to do this. Everybody, if you learn a trade, you will always have money. You will always be able to get a job. So I'm like, bring them on. I had a woman who had an agency out of a community center in the neighborhood of Orlando. I said, just vet them with, it's going to be hot. You're going to be tired. I don't want to hear it. I'm paying you $75 a day. And if you kick butt, I'm going to give you $100 a day. But I don't want to hear nothing. Get out here and work. She did that. She's that kind of person. So when we got out there, I have 4 18 to 23-year-olds now going to help me paint a very small house, single story. If I was by myself, it'd take me a week. That's not spraying. That's, doing everything I need to do, rolling and brushing. I had 4 people. It took us 2 weeks because they never painted before. And I had to spend the time to show them how to hold a roller, how to hold a brush. So at the time I wasn't spraying houses. And I think with a group that doesn't know how to spray, it would have been just as complicated because that could go horribly wrong, horribly fast. So to start a painting company, if you don't know how to paint, almost like a general contractor that doesn't know anything about any of the trades that they're hiring, you aren't as effective because you can't relate to what they're doing and what they're going through. So if you know how to do what you're working in, or have had some manner of training that gave you the hands-on aspect, because I'm telling you, chapter 12 is nothing like the 12th day of a project. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing like that. I don't care what you think, because you got a master's degree in painting. If you never painted a wall, you are going to be crap at it. You're not going to have the temperament to know how to keep one color off of the other, or how to do it quickly and how to do it efficiently. So if you want to be a painter, do it.
To visit the motherland to relax and rejuvenate, are you ready to explore all that Africa has to offer? Then check out the brand new Diversified Game Academy course, Prepare for My First Trip to Africa. Are you worried about being able to afford the trip? We got you. We will show you how to travel either on a budget or as a baller. Learn how to stress the value of the USD. Did you know that 100 United States dollars is worth over 1,000 South African rand, or 10,000 Kenyan shillings, or 54,250 West African CFA? Are you worried about taking your kids? Get the game from Kellen Cash, a bona fide world traveler, having traveled to almost 20 countries, several of those in Africa. Get the game on taking your kids on their first trips. Learn how to find the best tickets, get the visas, and plan your own adventures in Africa. Don't let Eddie Murphy have all the fun. Plan your own coming to Africa trip starring you, produced by you, and featuring you. If you are ready for a life-changing experience, sign up for our course today, Diversified Game Academy. Get prepared and purchase at diversifiedgame.com.